Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're peeling back the layers on something pretty central to most of our lives, our cars.
Right.
Specifically, the very heart of it, the engine. You know, you might think your car is just a machine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the sources we've gathered today suggest our engines are actually keeping score, like a meticulous tally of our actions. Those seemingly harmless habits we barely think about. Well, they could be entries in what we're calling a logbook of abuse.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And look, this isn't just about minor wear and tear. The data we have points to these habits as direct pathways to catastrophic failure.
Wow. Catastrophic.
Yeah. But here's the good news. Based on the information we've got, breaking these patterns is surprisingly straightforward and could genuinely save you thousands, like actual money.
Okay, good. So our mission for this deep dive is to lay bare the 6 most common ways drivers are unknowingly harming their engines. And honestly, you're probably inadvertently guilty of at least one, let's be real.
Almost certainly.
We're going to show you how to flick the script on that logbook. Let's jump in.
All right, first up in this logbook, we're calling it the cold-hearted start.
Okay.
We've all been there. You're running late, you hop in, turn the key, and immediately rev the engine to get going.
Yep. Guilty.
Feels innocent,
Yeah.
you know, part of a busy morning, right?
Sure.
But is that instant rush really good for the mechanical heart of your car?
Well, what's truly insightful here is the hidden damage. That single action, it inflicts quite a bit.
Really? How so?
When your engine's cold, the oil inside it is incredibly thick. Picture molasses in the depths of winter. Seriously thick.
Right, like treacle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It hasn't had a chance to circulate properly, to coat all those, precision engineered metal parts that are about to start moving really fast, thousands of RPMs.
Ah.
So by instantly putting the engine under heavy load, you're basically forcing metal to grind against metal that's barely lubricated.
Oof. So if I'm getting this right, it's almost like asking an athlete to sprint a 100-meter dash without any warm-up, like zero stretching.
Yeah.
That's a perfect analogy.
That sounds incredibly brutal for the engine.
It is, and you won't feel the damage instantly,
Yeah.
but it's creating microscopic scratches and wear, and it just accumulates day after day.
Okay.
This accelerated degradation leads directly to premature failure of vital components: pistons, bearings, camshafts,
Yeah.
the expensive stuff.
Yikes.
And here's a crucial kind of counterintuitive truth. Your car's temperature gauge, it often lies about true engine readiness.
It lies. How?
That needle measures coolant temperature, right, which warms up far faster than your engine oil.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. So even if the gauge looks fine, reading normal, your oil might still be thick and just not ready for serious work.
That's a critical distinction. Wow. Okay, so for us impatient drivers, what's the real solution? How do we give our engines a kinder, more protective start?
The simple answer is patience. Honest.
Patience, not my strong suit, but okay.
Well, for the first, say, 5 to 10 minutes of your drive, just take it easy, keep the RPM low, avoid aggressive acceleration, just cruise gently.
5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. That short period lets the oil properly warm up, thin out, and reach every critical surface it needs to protect.
Yeah.
That small, conscious act of mechanical sympathy, it isn't just a nicety.
It's an investment.
It's absolutely an investment. Adds years to your engine's life and helps you sidestep those thousands of dollars in future repairs. It really works.
Okay, point taken. So if rushing a cold engine is a silent assassin, our next culprit often gets mistaken for good behavior.
Yes.
The wrong gear gamble. Or lugging the engine. You're cruising along at, say, 40 miles per hour, but you're in the highest possible gear.
Trying to save fuel, maybe.
Exactly. Engine's just barely ticking over, maybe 1,200 RPM. Then you need to speed up, so you just floor it. And your car shudders, groans, slowly picks up speed. What exactly is happening inside that engine? Why does it sound so unhappy?
That groaning is your engine screaming for help, seriously.
Yeah.
What you've described is classic engine lugging, and it's profoundly stressful for the components.
Stressful how?
When you demand high power at very low engine speed, you're putting immense, unnatural pressure on pistons, connecting rods, crankshaft bearings.
Okay.
The engine is basically struggling against itself to produce the torque you're asking for. It's really inefficient.
Right.
And this not only leads to incredibly inefficient combustion, but in modern direct injection engines, it risks this destructive phenomenon called low-speed pre-ignition, LSPI.
Low-speed pre-ignition, what does that do?
It can literally shatter a piston.
Shatter a piston just from being in the wrong gear.
Yep. I mean, it's under specific conditions, but lugging contributes heavily. I've seen connecting rods come into the shop that look like twisted sculptures after prolonged lugging. It's not pretty.
Wow. Okay, shattered pistons. That's way more serious than just being grumpy. So if the engine is telling us it's struggling like that, what's the immediate correct response?
The fix is incredibly simple. Downshift.
Just downshift.
Just downshift. Before you accelerate hard, drop 1 or 2 gears. This brings the engine speed up into its happy place, its optimal power band, typically above, say, 2,000, 2,500 RPM, depending on the car.
Okay.
Your car will accelerate smoothly, efficiently, and crucially without that bone-jarring stress that's slowly tearing at its insides. Those extra gears are there for a reason. Use them.
Don't be afraid to let the engine rev a bit more.
Exactly. Let it breathe and work where it's designed to work.
Got it. Okay, from silent stress to outright emergency. Our next entry is truly urgent. Playing with fire. Ignoring overheating.
Aha, the big one.
That temperature gauge on your dashboard isn't a suggestion, is it? It's a critical alert. What happens when it moves into the red zone?
If that needle creeps into the red or you see that little thermometer warning light pop on, our sources are unequivocally clear. This demands your immediate and undivided attention, like right now.
You're messing around.
Zero messing around. Continuing to drive an overheating engine, even for just a few more miles, is the fastest route to complete financial disaster. It's not an if something catastrophic gives way, it's when.
Okay, define catastrophic disaster, because that sounds like something you absolutely cannot ignore. What actually breaks?
Your engine's cylinder head, often made of aluminum, right? It can warp under that extreme heat. It physically changes shape.
Warps.
Yeah. And that destroys the critical seal of the head gasket. That's the part designed to keep your coolant and oil separate. Very important job.
Right. Oil and water don't mix.
Exactly. Once that seal is compromised, coolant and oil mix, they create this thick, milky sludge. Looks like a bad milkshake.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It is. This sludge destroys any lubricating properties. So you get scored bearings, friction, and inevitably a seized engine. Just stops dead.
Seized. It's terminal, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. You might even see thick white smoke pouring from your exhaust. That's a classic symptom of a blown head gasket. The cost difference between stopping immediately and driving just a little further, thousands of dollars. Easily.
Okay, so the very second that needle even starts to climb towards the red or the light comes on, what's the non-negotiable action?
Pull over. Safely, obviously. But pull over and shut the engine off immediately.
Immediately, don't wait.
Don't wait. And do not, under any circumstances, try to open the radiator cap.
Why not?
It's under extreme pressure. It will spray scalding hot coolants everywhere. Severe burns waiting to happen. Just let the engine cool down completely and call for a tow.
Call for a tow. Don't try to fix it yourself or limp home.
Absolutely not. Look, a tow might cost you, what, $100, maybe a bit more? Replacing an engine that's been cooked to death, that's thousands. Plural. It's an easy decision when you put it in perspective, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. All right, this next one. This is a nightmare scenario. Often starts with a moment of maybe misplaced confidence.
The deep water disaster.
Also known as hydrostatic lock. You're driving along, see a flooded road, maybe after heavy rain, and you think, it doesn't look that deep. I can probably make it through.
Oh boy.
Our sources say this is a gamble you should simply never take.
Never, ever. That's because your engine, at its core, is basically just a giant air pump, right? Needs to breathe air to mix with fuel for combustion.
Okay.
And its air intake, well, it's often located surprisingly low down in the front of the car.
Yep.
Lower than you might think.
But near the grill sometimes?
Exactly. If the water level is high enough to reach that intake, your engine stops breathing air and starts, well, drinking water.
Drinking water. Not good.
Not good at all. This leads to a truly catastrophic condition. Hydrostatic lock. I've had more than a few vehicles towed into the shop after what the owner swore was just a small puddle. Turns out it wasn't so small.
Hydrostatic lock. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi disaster movie. What actually happens inside the engine when water gets sucked in like that?
In a way, it is a mechanical disaster of epic proportions. See, unlike air, water cannot be compressed.
Yeah.
At all.
Right, liquids don't compress.
Exactly. So when the piston travels up on its compression stroke, expecting air, and it meets a cylinder full of water, it comes to an instant, violent stop.
Bang.
Bang is right. The force generated is immense. Something has to give, and usually it's the connecting rod.
The rod connecting the piston to the crankshaft?
That's the one. It will literally bend like a pretzel. or even snap clean in two. Sometimes it even punches a hole right through the side of your engine block.
A hole in the engine block.
Yep, seen it happen. At that point, the engine is completely, utterly destroyed. Done. Finished.
And no repair for that, like none.
None. Zero. It requires a complete engine replacement. Full stop.
So a seemingly innocent puddle, misjudged, can lead to a completely ruined engine needing total replacement. That's terrifying.
It really is. And easily avoidable. Every car has a specific weighting depth. You can usually find it buried in your owner's manual somewhere.
Probably worth looking up.
Definitely. But if you don't know it, a safe rule of thumb, assume it's no deeper than the center of your wheels.
Yeah.
Axle height, basically.
Oh, okay, center of the wheels. Good visual.
And honestly, when in doubt, just turn around. Find another route. It is simply not worth risking your entire engine potentially costing thousands for a shortcut through a flooded area. There's one situation where extreme caution literally saves you a fortune.
Wow. Okay, turn around. Don't drown your engine. Got it. Moving from sudden disaster to something a bit more insidious. The next entry in our logbook of abuse.
A slow burn.
Exactly. The slow poison of neglect. According to the data we looked at, this is perhaps the most common yet most preventable cause of engine death. Simply skipping or delaying regular maintenance. What's the absolute biggest mistake drivers make here?
Oh, easily the single most crucial thing you could do for your engine, based on all our material, is change your engine oil and oil filter on time. Every time. No excuses.
The oil change seems so basic.
It is basic. But engine oil does so much more than just lubricate. It cools critical parts, it cleans away contaminants, and it protects against corrosion. It's working hard in there.
Right.
But over time, it inevitably breaks down. Heat, pressure.
Yeah.
It gets contaminated with dirt, tiny metal particles, combustion byproducts, just general gunk.
Okay.
If you push it too far beyond its recommended service interval, ignoring the sticker on the windshield or the car's maintenance minder, it literally turns into this thick black sludge.
Sludge. That sounds, well, sludgy. And definitely not good for an engine. The engine's essentially choking on its own waste products.
That's exactly it. That sludge can't flow properly through the engine. It clogs up tiny oil passages, and some are really tiny that feed critical fast-moving component.
Like bearings and stuff.
Precisely. Starving them of vital lubrication. This leads directly to friction, overheating, excessive wear, and ultimately, total engine seizure again.
Seems like seizure is the end state for a lot of these problems.
It often is. But look, it's not just oil either. A clogged air filter restricts airflow, forcing your engine to work harder and less efficiently, burning more fuel.
Makes sense.
And a dirty fuel filter can starve the engine of fuel, causing performance issues, hesitation, and potentially even damaging the fuel pump over time. It's this whole cascade of avoidable failures, all stemming from neglect.
So when we talk about scheduled maintenance, oil changes, filters, we really shouldn't view it as just another recurring cost, should we? It's more like an essential investment.
Without a doubt. Think of it as the cheapest insurance policy you can possibly buy for your car's most expensive component, hands down.
That's a good way to put it.
Following the manufacturer's recommended schedule for changing fluids and filters is the simplest, most effective way to ensure a long, healthy life for your engine. It's proactive care that genuinely pays dividends in avoided repair costs and just having a car that lasts longer.
Right. Pay a little now or potentially a lot later.
Exactly.
Okay, finally, we arrive at number 6. Ignoring the warning signs. Our cars are constantly communicating with us, aren't they? Through sounds, smells, those little lights on the dashboard.
They really are talking to us, yeah.
Ignoring these messages seems like ignoring a fire alarm, just hoping it'll magically go away on its own. What are some of those subtle or maybe not so subtle clues we should be vigilant about?
Yeah, this is where a small, often inexpensive problem can rapidly escalate into a massive, wallet-draining catastrophe if you just, dismiss it or put it off.
Like what, for example?
Okay, take a small puddle of reddish fluid under your car. Maybe pinkish. You see it on your driveway.
Right.
That could be a transmission fluid leak. If you ignore that, it could eventually destroy a $5,000 transmission.
Yeah.
Just from a slow leak.
$5,000.
Wow.
Okay, what else?
A dark, oily spot, that's probably engine oil leaking,
Right.
could lead to low oil levels, and we know where that leads.
Seizure City.
Yeah. Or that sweet smell, sometimes accompanied by a green or pink puddle. Classic sign of a coolant leak. And coolant leaks are the #1 cause of engine overheating.
Which we already know is really bad news.
Exactly. I've seen customers come into the shop with completely blown engines, and when you trace it back, It started with a tiny coolant drip they noticed weeks ago but didn't have time to get checked out. That delay cost them thousands.
So we really need to become like active detectives when it comes to our cars, paying close attention to every little clue they give us.
Absolutely. Be observant. Don't just dismiss these signs. Take a moment to investigate them. Get in the habit of regularly checking your fluid levels, oil, coolant, brake fluid. It takes 2 minutes.
Good habit to build.
If you notice a drip, any kind of leak, get it checked by a professional sooner rather than later. Often, the fix is a simple, inexpensive part, like a gasket or a hose clamp, maybe a small hose. Could be less than $50 parts and labor.
$50 versus thousands.
Right. But if you ignore it, that simple little hose failing completely can lead to an overheated, warped engine that costs thousands and thousands to replace. It's a powerful lesson.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your car, listen to what it's telling you, and it will unquestionably take better care of you in the long run.
Yeah. So, wrapping this up, from those rushed cold starts we barely think about, to ignoring a seemingly tiny drip on the driveway, our daily habits, our attention or lack thereof, really does dictate the lifespan of our engines.
It truly does.
Breaking these bad habits isn't just about dodging a hefty repair bill, though that's a big part of it. It's also about building a better, maybe more symbiotic relationship with our vehicles, right? Ensuring they serve us reliably for years to come.
Well said. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, maybe it raises an interesting question for you, the listener, to consider. In a world where we often prioritize speed and convenience above almost everything else, what single act of mechanical sympathy, as we called it, could you start practicing today, right now, to extend the life of what is likely your most expensive possession after your home? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you feel a little more informed, maybe a little more empowered to treat your engine right and keep that logbook of abuse firmly closed.
Hope so too.
Until next time.